Welcome back to the Beyond Belmore Podcast with one of my favourites, if not my favourite. Brother, how are you? Jacob Kiraz, I should say.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
You good?
I'm good, bro. I'm good with you, bro.
How good's winning?
Best, bro. It's the best, bro. Nothing beats it. Everyone's happy. No complaints, man.
It just makes everything that little bit easier. Even like today, you know, you played Saturday up in Bundaberg, put in a great performance. You know, you get the day off yesterday, but you come in today and you might be sore, this, that, but it just doesn't matter, does it? Like, you want to be around the boys more. Like, I think I had this conversation maybe last year. Like, sometimes when you're not winning and stuff, like, being away can be good to clear your mind. But when you're winning, you literally want to come in as much as you can, yeah?
100%. I know, literally what you said. You know, today, one day after the game, like you said, I feel like when you're winning, you know, even though you're sore, you don't feel it as much if you're losing.
Yep.
And now, because, you know, we have different goals and, you know, we're in that, you know, chance of, like, making top 4 finals and stuff like that. So everything that you feel, like, you kind of just put it behind you and you just want to be around the boys as much as possible.
Yeah, it's mad.
It's mad.
So, yeah, let's talk about the game on the weekend. Just give us your take on it. What do you think you done well? A couple of things to improve, not for you personally, just as a team.
Yeah, you know, that we kind of had a plan. You know, we knew it's going to be hot up there. And we knew it's going to be, you know, kind of hard field. Like, it was going to be, you know, it's not like a stadium, but, it's, you know, it was actually a good crowd turnout. Yeah, we did good, man. Like, we had a plan to stay in the grind, and we just wanted to keep going toe-to-toe, and eventually, you know, we know that they would break, and that was our plan. So, yeah, it was hard. It was actually tough. Like, I was actually, you know, even saying it to the boys, like even personally, that was probably the toughest game, just maybe because of the weather. I don't know what it was, but maybe the field. Like,
yeah.
I don't know what it was, but it was actually like, yeah, it was just toe to toe and see who breaks first. And then, yeah, we took our opportunities, came out with it. There's still, I felt like, you know, our attacking good ball could have been a bit better. It was a bit rusty. But yeah, you know, every week we come in, bro, and straight away, you know, we always look at the positives, but like we always look at the negatives too. You know, that's how you become better. And Ciro's good like that. The staff's good. They don't want us ever complacent. Which, you know, lucky our crew, all the boys are very humble. No one gets ahead of themselves, and we just want to get better every week.
Yeah, it's obviously the best way to be, and obviously being a part of those videos, the coaching staff really make it fun in there. And even last year when we weren't winning, they were still trying. I can't imagine how much G'ing up would be going in there now. And did you cop it, cuz? You self-winded.
Oh,
come on.
Bro, everyone, you know how many messages I got saying, oh, did you eat jejeras? Did you do? I said, like, bro, what are you eating up there? Oh, nah. I thought we were still in Sydney. I thought we were going to slide over. Straight under my rib, bro, in my stomach, the worst. I actually thought I was going to die, bro. And then Critters at the back slapping my ass too. I'm just like,
it's not what you needed.
I didn't even know until I saw the video. I'm like, because I just hear someone talking in the back and it's him. Pissed.
Oh, yeah, I don't think the kaftaras or anything's made it up to Bundaberg yet, but you never know. Next couple of years, it might get up there. But even just one more thing, bro, just quickly on that game. Like, I feel, you know, watching from afar now, every good half I feel we come up against, like on the weekend, Nicarima, there's just that much pressure on them that they feel in other games they get so much time and so much whatever they need to do what they got to do, but not when they play us. Even like with the likes of like Drinkwater when we played the Cowboys, you watch him next week, he'll have all the time in the world. But it's just putting pressure on the dominant halves seems to be a thing that you guys are doing this year. Yeah,
it's just the system. It's what Ciro's brought in. The system's just, you know, we don't let them dictate terms, we dictate terms. So that's just been line speed. And, you know, you go ask even our halves what they like. You know, lots of all halves like time and space. So I feel like if you can cut off, you know, especially some good players, you know, main reason why their team's doing good, I feel like, we'll go a long way, whether that's any position. Like, I feel like we're a pressure defence team, and I feel like if we give time, that's when, you know, it could be a bit dangerous.
Let's get into a bit of you, brother. If you wanted to let everyone know, Jacob Kiraz as a kid, what was it? Did you love footy? Were you good at school, bad at school? How was your upbringing, brother?
Yeah, obviously, you know, as a toddler, mum always says it to me that I was like naughty. I was a naughty, just kept crying when I was younger. When I came to being young, playing footy, I never wanted to get on the field. I was that anxious. Used to bite I still bite my nails now, but I used to be bad. I used to cry, but then when I was on the field, I was fine. So I used to be like that as well. School, I was, always, I'm lucky my parents raised me very good, so I was always respectful to everyone. But yeah, I used to think I was like, I used to try and I never started them, but I always got into a bit of fights. So I got a last warning, I remember in year 11, and that kind of made me, because I said, like, I got 2 more years of school, like, I'm not going to get kicked out. And then my mum spoke, and they said, we know it's not your fault, but you're on your last warning. So, I think that made me mature, like, pretty young at the time, because I said, I've got to be good now, I've got to, no more fights. And, it's stupid. I look back at it, I cringe at myself, because, it's not good.
Wow. Yeah, see, I never would have seen you. You're like the most calmest, nicest, but biggest gentleman I've ever met. But back in the school, you were a bit of a...
Yeah, I just had a bit
of a heavy?
I just used to lose it, but I used to have like even like when we used to go, I remember we used to play touch footy, and I remember I used to be very competitive, man.
Yeah,
like I used to just get angry real easy, and that was the same with it wasn't the same with like footy for, I reckon, until maybe this year I actually learnt in footy to be mentally pretty strong. So now nothing really phases me, but it took a while just to get out of that phase of that.
Yeah, well, it's actually I'd never thought I heard you say that, even fights and stuff, because I've never even seen you here get angry.
Nah,
really.
Yeah, nah.
So, but you've had to work on that, like as a person, like.
Yeah, well, I feel like in school it was kind of I reckon it was kind of like, you're young, you want to be like, you want to try and be the top dog in a way where, like, you see all these, it's like movies in a way, and I just never, like, all my mates were like mad. My mates were the best, like most respectful, and they used to always say, "Oh yeah, like Jacob's doing something again," and then, like, get in the fight. But yeah, I feel like when I reckon I had to grow up, because I was actually moving the next year after year 12 to North Queensland by myself. So I matured. I had to grow up in that way, and that made me, like, I'm very grateful for that, like, experience and in general. And like I said, it comes down to my parents. Like, my parents raised me very good. So, like, even though they kept me in the school because I was just very respectful to teachers. I never was I never got, like, so that's the reason why. And I just had that issue of just the fighting here and then. But yeah, like, once that was done, then everyone, teachers respect.
Can you throw them or?
I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'm a lover.
Oh, mate. Well, that's it. That's actually good. We want to break down people on these podcasts, and I love that, because I never knew that. I'm learning something. Yeah. There you go, cuz.
You learn something every day.
So you're a Bulldogs junior. Play for the mighty St. John's Eagles. Zumba.
Yes, sir.
But arch nemesis of mine. But anyway, we won't get into that. Yeah. So did you? Oh, I sort of know the answer to this, but I suppose letting everyone know, you always, I suppose, wanted to grow up playing for the Bulldogs. You're a Bulldogs fan and playing for St. John's. Was that a dream of yours? Yeah,
it was. Young, you always want to play. I feel like when you're young, everyone has that dream to play NRL. I love the Dogs. I remember every Friday, because you used to have every Friday games, heaps of Friday ANZ.
Yeah.
So I remember we used to go swimming lessons at Homebush, because we used to swim, me and my brothers and sisters. And then after that, we used to get changed, it was cold, and then straight away go to the game, sit at the front. I remember the same spot every time. So with all our cousins, so we're the biggest fans. We loved Bulldogs, and that's when, you were like going good, man. So yeah, I remember, like I said, you're one of my favorite players I watched, So yeah, it's pretty crazy even now. Like, when I think about it, it actually trips me out sometimes.
Yeah, it is. Oh, mate, I've got a question for you later on about something along those lines. But did you? So obviously, being a part of the system, you're in a very, very special position, mate. Like, you're a Bulldogs junior. The people here love you. The kids would look up to you now, 100%, like, no doubt about it. What advice would you give to a kid who's in the Bulldogs, who's in the Bulldogs system, and probably gets asked to go somewhere else, but they're a junior and there's a chance that they can play at the Bulldogs? What would Jacob Kiraz give them advice? Now you've had to leave, come back, but you know the spot the club's in right now.
I feel like, when you're young, what breaks you the most is probably not making lots, like the rep teams that lots of players make. So I reckon, I never made Howard Mats, and as a kid, everyone makes it. Your teammates from your club make it. That broke me. I remember that broke me, man. And I remember Dogs didn't want me. So then I remember, you love the club, and then you kind of think, what else? But then sometimes you got to do what's best for you. And I feel like you can't, just never give up in a way. Like, it was hard to accept it, but lucky for my parents, once again, like, they told me, go trial for them, have fun. Like, so I remember that was this was SG when I didn't get picked again by Dogs. So I had to go trial for another club, and honestly, that was the best thing that happened. I had the best year that year. I got picked up by a club where I had to move states. So like, and that changed me, and it changed me as a man, not only as a footy player. It made me real mature for my age, because like as a Lebo, we can't move out until we're married. So I had to move out, I move out at 18 years old, and I had to stay with a homestay there. I had to learn how to do stuff myself at a young age. Yeah, was it hard? It was the hardest thing in the world, but is it worth it now? I look back at now, and I wouldn't change it for the world. At those times, I was crying and stuff like that, but now I look back, and that's what I'll say to the kids: just never give up. Everyone's different. Everyone has a different path they go to, and I always said at that time, why this? What? Like I used to, like I'm very holy. I used to pray every night and say, God, like I don't know why you're doing this, but like I trust you. And it was crazy, because I remember having those talks with like God about that, and I used to have doubt, saying I don't know why I'm here, but now thank God that happened to me. So.
Yeah, it is. It's the one thing that I always sort of say, like when when I get asked that question now, I'm like, look, it's not you sometimes. Like it's just the club at that time didn't feel like you were meant to be there,
exactly.
And it's nothing to do with you. It's like where the club's at, and if they've got other wingers or centres at that time. But then now for you to be able to say like, look, full circle moment. You're here now. You're starting winger, centre, wherever you've been playing at the club, and like your class is you're a Bulldogs junior. Yeah, you had to go off for a little bit, but that was your journey. Yeah. Your journey is going to be different, and so let's speak about that. When did you leave? What age was it?
SG Ball. So SG Ball. Yeah, so I never made Harold Mats.
Okay.
At the time, like I said, it hurt, but then, I remember, like, Mansell never made it, so that I remember at the time that actually motivated me. Mansell never made it, so I was like, oh, like, you don't need to make this, because I thought you have to make it to make NRL. Every young kid does, but that's why SG Ball. So SG Ball, I trialled for Bulldogs, and I was a 5'8" coming up. I was a 5'8" fullback. So I was a 5'8" fullback always coming up. Never played centre wing until probably 2 years ago. So I remember I played SG Ball, trialled for Dragons, and they put me fullback, and I actually done gun in the trial, and I trialled for Roosters too. So then I ended up making both of them. I never made Dogs. I remember I trialled for Dogs. They just didn't pick me.
So you trialled for Dogs as well? For ball?
No one really knows that, but I trialled for Dogs. I never made Dogs. They had their team. They picked, for whatever reason it was. It is what it is, but I remember I picked Dragons. I remember lots of my teammates from St. John's were going to Roosters, and I remember I honestly just wanted to go by myself. Like I just wanted a fresh start. It was hard. Like, it's out of your comfort zone, but just go. And so I started from then, man. I played Dragons that year, SG Ball, and then I remember Mum just said, go play for fun, because that's when I was going to quit. When I didn't make Dogs SG Ball, I was actually going to quit footy. I remember speaking to Mum saying, I'm going to quit, that's it. Like, I remember I was over it. I said, I hate using it. It was political, like, in a way. Like, I just, that's the way my head was. But like I said, it happened for every reason. So I hate it. I was off it, and then Mum said, just try for Dragons, go have fun. Like, go have fun. And I remember eventually first 3-4 games I was doing good, and then a couple offers came from clubs, and I was in shock, man. Like, I didn't think, I just was playing for fun. But then obviously my talent just took over, and then, I had a couple offers from clubs, and, the normal 20s contracts cup. And then Cowboys came in, and they offered like a first year. I remember I was 17. The first year was a cup contract, and then the years after that, I'm pretty sure the year after that was NRL development, then NRL. So like I would have been 19, 20. So I couldn't turn it down. No one else offered me that like NRL kind of thing. So
wow,
yeah,
isn't that like unbelievable advice? At the moment we hear constantly like junior footy games and parents ruining it for their kids. Like I know you were 18 at that time, but your mum said to you, go and have fun, right? And the moment, I don't know whether it was your mind just switched and said, you know what, I'll go and have a crack. You got 3 offers or however you like, isn't it? Whereas like you were probably so like you just said political and it was this, it was that. We're here at the Dogs, but then you went and had a trial at the Dragons and had fun. And then that's the moment that went. Yeah.
And that's what it was. Like, I feel like, my parents never pressured me. Like, it was never their dream for me to play NRL. Like, that was my dream. And I remember, like, Mum, I remember when I was 12 and I said that, Mum said, 2% make it. Like, and then she's like, thanks, Mum. And then,
thanks, Mum.
I know, and then I remember, that's what it is, bro. Like, I never had that pressure in the way. Like, you go out, you have fun, you play with your heart. And I always played the way I played. Like, I'm the same. I run Unco, same thing, bro. Like, it hasn't changed. And yeah, man, like, it's the best. Just you go out, have fun, at the end of the day, you still train hard, you still do extras. Like I was still doing stuff off the field that no one saw. I used to fight with my brothers to try and get them to play footy. They wanted to keep playing basketball and stuff, and I was like, can you just do these 2v1s? And I was young, I remember it, man. And when I look back, I say all those times that I've done all this stuff where, that's what made me the player I am today. When no one sees it, and even me at the time, I was like, what am I doing? Like I'm going to the park, telling my brothers to say, rush up on me, let me do quick hands. Like I'm a young kid, like 18, I'm like 17, 16 at the time. I didn't think anything of it, but then, it's crazy.
You might think you're unco and whatever, but you probably got, if not the best yardage carry in the game at the moment, and you're one of the best in the air. But but that's the thing, right? When you're young, everyone might be like, oh, he doesn't run right or whatever. But at the same time, when you find your feet and that works for you now, that's all you do. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. You probably have people tell you all that for years, but because you're a wahaj,
I can't change it.
Is there a little bit of like, when you play the Knights, when you play the Cowboys, is there a little bit you want to prove them wrong? But just...
Knights, I remember my first game I played them. That's when I scored my hat-trick against them. This was a 22. I remember that year I left them in pre-season. I don't hold grudges with anyone, but I remember the Cowboys. Cowboys, if anything, I left early Cowboys because I remember COVID happened, the border was shutting, so I actually left. I had to ask for a release. Like at the time, it was actually hard to get it because, may God rest his soul. Paul Green, at the time he was a coach, but then he got the sack. So there was another Josh Reynolds. So I remember he was ringing me, and I was like young, saying like, "Nah, stay," like this, that, and then. At the time, man, I was young. The border's shutting. I'm like a Lebo too, so it's not
family,
easy.
man.
Family, man.
Yeah.
So like they just said, come home. My family said, come home, and then just with the recruitment manager, the way that worked out, the one that scouted me went to Newcastle. So he's like, I can get you closer to home. So we had to work out a way to get me there, and that's actually how it happened. So the Cowboys are, I never. And Knights was a bit different, but I don't hold a grudge against them. But you like you said, you get that when you verse them, like everyone knows you're there, and you kind of want it, but. Every game's the same, bro. And now it's been like 2 years and a bit, you get over it in a way.
There's just something, but isn't it? It's just like, for all those years when I was a kid and I was trying, and you didn't see it. Now I'm here. You don't think like that, but there's just something like it's just something within you to be like probably just proud of yourself because those clubs didn't see it at that time, but now you're here and doing what you're doing. But mate, you're playing with you last year. You're probably. Well, if not one of the most professional young guys I've ever seen in my whole life, honestly. Have you always been like that? Just a story off topic. Kiraz was a little bit late today, and I was off him. But then the reason he said he was late was because he was doing extras. I'm only joking. I'd never be off him. But that's just you, isn't it? Like is that something you always pride yourself on?
Yeah. If I'm being honest, I kind of had to learn it the hard way in my rookie. I remember my rookie year. That's when I actually learned. I remember my body wasn't I didn't really have a full preseason. My body wasn't conditioned. I was having lots of injuries in that league, but no one knew because I played. But lots of injections, stuff like that in my hips. Because I never stretched. I never hopped in an ice bath. This was my rookie year, man. So I remember playing, and then I remember I used to come in every day, and I used to see Jacko here at 5 a.m. in the morning. Prepping, and I remember I used to ask him questions, say oh this that, he's like yeah, and then he's like trust me, if you're young, start, it's good. And when my body was that gone at the time, I just had to do anything to think. So I remember speaking to him about it, and I remember I got scarred from the way my body was, man. I felt what I felt, the pain, and I said I never want to feel this again. So I honestly got obsessed with what I do, and people say it's sometimes a bad thing because you take it home, but I got obsessed with what I do. I love what I do, and it's my job. My body is what I do for a living. So I need this. I need it to be the best it can. I don't want to look down 8 years down. I'm down. I'm still young. I don't want to look 8 years and say I wish I'd done this. I wish I'd done this. I'm young now, and I've learnt. When I was really young, and I pride myself on that. I pride myself on being professional on and off the field. So
it's funny you say that. I definitely. Looking at myself, and it's a different era. It's a little bit different. 100%. There was a bit more old school, and you have a beer after the game, this and that. But I 100% would. It's on yourself. I wish when I was young I'd done it a bit more, just because I ended up having a lot of soft tissue towards the back end of my career, and it's just little choices you make that will help you in the back end of your career. And sometimes that's the thing. Like everyone's like, oh, how does Cherry Evans do it? I sit there I'm the guy at the pub now. We're the same age, but I know why. I know why because he probably was way more diligent with that. And it's good that you can say that now because you've probably got 10 to 12, however many years you got left, and it's only going to help you in the future.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're a credit to yourself, man, because it's if there's any like young guys coming through, like I'm helping out with the flag and stuff at the moment, we've got to say go and follow Jacob Kiraz for a day, or go and follow Jacko for the day, and that's how you got to do it.
Yeah, especially young, man. Like I wish before 18, I wish around SG. Like that's what I'd say to any kid. Like I wish around then, like do some mobility, stretch, like learn how to lift weight. Like I used to lift weights the wrong way, man. I never knew, and because I was never part of like the Harold Mats, the SG. Like I never was part of Harold Mats and SG, but they're not too big on it.
Yeah.
So like, especially back in the day, so I wasn't really like I never learnt the right way to lift. So everything like caught up to me when I played NRL, and the conditioning for NRL, the demands is it's crazy. So yeah, it's the best thing kids can do. Probably just go stretch.
And it's all about like information, isn't it? Like the coaching staff we've got now, you've got no excuse not to have every, like the likes of Trav, like and even Ciro, like you get everything. Like you get everything. So like they make it quite easy. So there's really no excuses.
Nothing. There's no shame in reaching out for help. If betting is a problem for you, visit Gamble Aware or call 1-800-858-858. Reclaim the game, be Gamble Aware.
All right, so just about your personal performances this year, you're topping the run meters by about 500 meters, like which is unbelievable. You run for nearly 200 a game. I know you say like you said you were half coming through and whatever, but this year, bro, no one could stop you. Like what is it? Have you worked on little things about you've got one of the quickest play the balls, and you're safe as houses in the air. Is it just about constantly working on your trade, or is there little things that a couple of the coaching staff that have helped you to get you to this stage? Because I know you said you feel like you're an awkward runner, but that's why you're an absolute freak at the moment. No one can put you down.
Yeah, you have to. Like, I work on it heaps in a way, and like no one really sees in the background. Everyone thinks you just run. Like first of all, like I got to get my body right to do that. Like it's not easy, taking so many carries and. The way we play, the way our system is, our forwards D hard, our forwards front load heaps. So, as I learned last year, that's my job as a back to get them out of trouble. Yep. Like I took responsibility. I remember last year everyone looking around who's carrying. So I hate when the forwards look around who's carrying. I want to be there straight away for them because they're D'ing up for it like me. So that's what I'll do. Whether that's to a set sometimes. Like I hate when forwards take. At least we're playing shape or something. But bro, like I've worked on it heaps. I remember last year at the start of the year, obviously I had heaps of injuries last year, but I remember I felt pretty strong and I felt like I started well last year, but there was still, I remember the thing is clubs do video, and when clubs do video, I think they find out, like I remember even the start of my career, like I was doing gun, like the rookie, my first game was, then when teams do video, like I feel like I used to run really upright, so people used to get me and maul me back. Like that was a big habit I had, running upright, and then like they used to pick me up, and maul me. So I never used to watch video on forwards, and now I do lots of video on see two teams going to grind and see what middles are worse at tackling, what middles get lazier. I kind of do that. I look at it, but no one actually knows. That's the first time I've actually said this. No one really knows this. I remember maybe I was speaking to one of the other boys about it. I think it was maybe Jarrell. Because he was like, oh, what do you, like when you run, what do you do and stuff like that? I'm a bro. Like, if I'm being honest, like I just say the same thing. I run as hard as I can, like honestly, as hard as I can. And I just like, it is like, that's what it is. And I refuse that. I just don't want to go down. And there's times where I have to be smart. If teams try and lift me, that's the thing I've learned. I've learned this year compared to others. I have to like hit and drop. I have to be smart. Sometimes I have to surrender. I can't, especially when you verse teams like Penrith, they lift you up. They verse, New Zealand are pretty good at it too. So, you got to be smart. You have to have like, pick your moments in a way, but like you work on it. I work on it heaps in the air stuff. Like that's what, like I've always been kind of known for like having high, like I can jump high. So now it's just about execution of catching every ball. And like I said, forwards are doing everything. So, I feel like if a winger drops the ball, they'll be off you. You know what I mean? Like
they're off you, guys. It's like when I kick 7 tackles. Just don't look at them, bro.
I know you
don't look at
can't,
the forwards. Don't worry, I've done that plenty. But it's so interesting to hear you say it. I'm so glad you're saying this because it's not just run. It's not like like it's different. You said Gerald asked you, he's a big body, right?
Yeah.
And he can probably just run sometimes and put someone on their backside.
Exactly.
But for you to be able to break it down and go into that diligent preparation of what shoulder. Okay, so you play for Noah Blake this week. I bet you know which is his weak shoulder. Something like that. It's just some great advice for some young wingers coming through. It's not just about, yes, running hard is a part of it, but it's breaking down every player, every forward, who's good escort, who's not.
It's crazy, yeah. And like you said, and I feel like that's where, shout out to the coaching staff. That's where I've elevated my game in a way where, like, I know lots of teams are, probably going to do video on me and see if they can stop me. But, like I said, you got to pick your moments. And as we get in the grind later on, who's, you watch video, who's going to be lazier first, who's going to take a shortcut. And, when that happens, like, I'm prepared for that. And that's why I take it with both hands. And yeah, it's hard. And like I said, I feel like the first thing you got to do is look after your body because I reckon it's not easy. And I'm, thankful that, I'm a professional and I look after myself in a way where I can go out on the field and do that every game and be consistent with it. Because, I don't want to, have one game like this and then other game all like this. Like I've always said, consistent is what I want.
Yeah, well, you speak about the grind and the way you play, being safe in the air, carries out yardage, and it just reminds me of one thing. And look, I'm not putting any pressure on you here, but it's origin. It's just that's what wingers are built for now, honestly. I probably know the answer to this question, but surely that's a goal of yours, and then it's probably not at the front fourth of your mind, but you're made for that arena. Is it just something you want to achieve one day?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I want to put the Sky Blues jersey on. But yeah, like you said, I'm so happy we're doing good this year. And, it was hard this year too because there's lots of people in my ear saying, oh, what about, like, you might? Then back of my head, I was just like, I'm happy we're winning this year. That's all I've wanted. I'll rather win a comp than play. Like, you know what I mean? That's, but yeah, I always said this and like, my faith always takes over. Like whenever the time is right, it's right. Whenever it is, I know I'll be more ready for it. So yeah, like it's a goal. I always want to put that jersey on. I know I won't let the state down, and my family down, but yeah, whenever the time is right, I'll be ready for it. So yeah, it just gives me more time to prep, so it's good.
Absolutely, man. Just make sure when you make it, I'll get a ticket, but all good.
Done. Well,
let's take some time to reflect here. Haslam's sideline conversion in 2002. Trent Hodkinson's field goal in 2014. Thrifty becoming the Bulldogs' official car rental sponsor in 2023. Some of the greatest moments in Bulldogs history. Which one is best? Bulldogs fans can score 15% off the base rate of day with Thrifty. For the best deals on car rentals, visit www.thrifty.com.au/Bulldogs.
So, cuz, now it's time for our classic questions brought to you by Classic. You wouldn't believe it. Makes sense. But, all right, so these are just some random ones about the boys, just to get your thoughts on. So, who would be your nightmare roomie?
I don't know who's messy. I have a good roomie, so I don't know who's messy.
Who's your roomie?
Bailey Haywood, Milky. Bailey Haywood.
Clean?
The man.
Yeah, I could just tell. What a guy.
Bailey's
How good's he going? I love it. I love seeing him.
Bro.
He's such a ledge.
Yeah.
Great roomie.
Best, bro. He's like a leb too. For all the fans that don't know, Bailey Haywood's like a proper leb, even though he looks like very white.
Yeah. Oh, Harold, bro. Come on. You can't help it, bro. It's skin. That leads into wasn't my next one, but who's the biggest wannabe lebo?
That's not. I wouldn't say Bailey's a wannabe lebo because I'm not. He grew up with Leb, so he's actually pretty. He shocked me by surprise in a way. But yeah, like the boys always like, not put it on him, but they always say like he's like a Leb in a way. They say like Milky's like the boys will come. Milky's like a Leb, like he's a Leb.
So Milky, right? But wow, yeah, because I suppose St. George Dragons, like he grew up multicultural. Like I grew up with Milky and. Yeah, there was a lot around, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know, but I wasn't close to Milky until maybe off season because we were both injured in off season. We had to come in for rehab, and then started we'll go brekkie, and then got close with him, and I knew I was tripping out how much like he'd ring me. Wayneck. I'm like, that's what at first I was like, what?
Oh, I love it. Who's the tightest? I think I asked you this last week, but who's the tightest?
No, it'll probably be. I don't know. All the boys are tossing up Presto's name.
Really?
Yeah, but
What's the go with Presto? What is he? He's just you know what it is, cuz. And this I'm Aussie, but some of the Aussie, the Northern Beaches cuz, they're just different.
I don't know what it is, bro. Like, I don't know. I actually don't know. That's the boys are tossing up Presto. I haven't experienced it with him, so I can't really say it's Presto. But yeah, apparently it's Presto.
Yeah. Is it? This is the what I used to feel, right? You go to a Lebo barbecue, I come to your house, cuz your mum, you can't eat anymore. Yeah. You're sitting there like that, nah, please. Yeah. She's like, eat the kafta, eat this, eat that. You feel bad. You go to Aussie barbecue, you get one sausage and one bit of bread, and that's it.
We no meat.
So is that
so different, eh? Yeah, bro. It's just different, bro. It's just the way, I don't know, bro. It's different. Everyone's different, you know.
Presta had a barbecue with the boys over, one each, or?
Nah, he didn't even put the barbie on.
He hasn't even put the barbie on. We haven't even got to that point yet.
I know, bro. Nah, Presta's man.
Well, my next question was, who are you closest with out of the boys? Would you say it's Milky now, or?
Yeah, it's either, I don't know, man. There's a group of us that go probably brekkie every day, man. Literally every day. I'd say I'm pretty close with a couple of them. Like, all the boys are good, man. Milky, I room with, so obviously I'm close. And I've versed Milky like my whole, when I was younger.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, same age group.
Oh, really?
I versed him, yeah. I used to hate him, man. I
really?
told him now, yeah. Most arrogant. He knows it too, but
Was
I
he?
used to laugh about it. Yeah, he's because he used to be so competitive, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going out to play for fun, bro. Leave me alone. Even when we played, I remember touch together. We played for West Magpies. I remember like I'll make a mistake or do something. I give the ball, he'll spray me. In my head, I'm like, just leave me alone. I'm playing touch footy, bro. Leave me. But nah, I remember we were talking about it the other day. Actually, he's like, yeah, bro. Like I was just so competitive. I used to spray everyone. But yeah, now you would look at him, you wouldn't think that like he's the most innocent person in the world.
I know.
But yeah, Milky, I'm like all the boys, Crit I'm pretty close with because he doesn't drive here. I have to go pick him up. The guy's has $2 million a year, can't get a car.
He hasn't got a car?
Nah, he has a car. He gives it to his missus.
Oh, that's nice.
He's a good boy.
Well, surely one of our sponsors. Come on, Critter, something. Give him something.
That's the car he gives to his missus.
Oh, really? Yeah. So he needs another sponsor car. How many sponsor cars he wants? Get one from the Blues or something.
I know, bro. You must be 10:30 at night too. I'm already in bed. I see you in the morning. Can you pick me up, please? I'm here. I love pick you up.
Oh, I love that. I love that about Milky too. We nearly lost Milky. He stopped playing footy for ages.
Yeah, I know. He was playing with leash.
He played with leash. That's what I mean. He come back. Yeah. Now look at him.
Crazy,
what a weapon.
Man. I know, bro.
Speaking about the Shire and our great mate Leash, there's a little, I don't know if it's still going now, but Reedy and a few of the boys, they got the surfer. Are they a gang? The surf gang?
I don't know, man. Half our team lives in the Shire, bro. I don't know.
They ever invite you, bro, or what do they?
No, I don't go those ways, bro. No.
Why, cuz? Come on.
Joking, look
it's over, bro. Come on.
Nah, I don't.
We made a truce.
I know, bro, but all the boys live there, man. They love, everyone loves the beach there and stuff like that. But no, I don't really go. We don't get the invites.
So let me guess, you don't like sand?
Only Brighton the sands.
So it has to be.
It's funny when we stay in Brighton. The boys drive past and then they're like, "Is this the beach you're talking about? Like the beach looks like looks bad, bro." Cuz no, you only go here if you have a jet ski.
I was just about to say, if there's a jet ski involved, no dramas, you'll be there.
Cuz Birdo came the other time. This is the funniest thing ever. I told him, he's like, "Where you at?" This guy's at some nice somewhere in Cronulla.
Yeah,
I'm like, no, like probably Canal or something. And then I'm like, and then I'm like, come past Brighton, like you can drive. He came in his ski, and this was like when it was peak summer. I promise you, bro, there was like 50 skis all lined up. He's like, bro, I didn't know it's like this. I've never seen so many lebs in my life. Out of the guy, he hasn't been back since.
Yeah, but you get that. It's just, that's the thing, but when you go Brighton, it's about the boys, the area, who's got the loudest motor. Because Birdo, what was that? Whereas, bro, like they're just in the Shire, they're just cruising, but it's a battle of the jet skis when you're there. It was all like at Brighton.
So I don't even go there. I remember we went there. That's when me, Birdo, Kurt Morrow, and I think Bronze was there as well. Yeah, we did because he all levs, bro. We all copped it hard, man. You get off the ski like, oh, Matt Booten, and then that's it. You're
gone.
He's gone. So go, bro. Drive.
Get back over the bridge.
I know, bro. You can't. Hold on, man.
Oh, cracker. All right, brother. So you went for a pretty tough period last year.
Yeah.
With your brother last year. Yeah. Mate, obviously being with you, I knew it was a very, very tough time for you, and I feel, just from the outside looking in, you were the rock of the family. Like, how did you? I suppose, how did you play footy at the same time as you knew your brother was struggling so much?
Yeah. Yeah, it was hard, man. When you hear cancer, it's, the worst thought goes to your head, and you don't really expect it to happen to you, which is a scary thing. You see all these stories, you hear all this stuff, but as a family, you never think this is gonna happen. But it was more hard, like, seeing my brother, like, what he was going through, and like the pain and stuff like that. That was more killing me, and seeing my mum and dad, like, mum was staying at the hospital every day. She slept there every day. That was the hardest thing, and then I remember, thank God the club was so good with that. I remember when it first happened, they told me hang out the fam. I remember I was coming in like just for the field, and then I'll go back, see my brother, because he had to stay in hospital 30 days straight. So, yeah, at the time, man, the club knew it was family first, and I'm always family first, man. And yeah, it was tough playing at the time, but yeah, it was kind of, good. It motivated me, and it made me, in a way, mentally tougher to, I had so many injuries that, it ended up being a pretty bad injury, but I didn't even think of it, because I knew whatever my brother's going through, like, I feel nothing.
Yeah.
So it kind of motivated me, like how tough he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I always felt that's when we spoke about it. Even if because you were going for your injury and stuff, but you were just like, how can I feel that when my brother's going through that? And now, mate, like, you're a credit to yourself and your family, because you were still turning up every day and still wanted to be a part of the squad. But now, mate, you're an ambassador for which charity is it? Kids with Cancer. So, is it something that you want to help other families with who are going through, especially young kids, man? Like, there's nothing worse. Like, no one deserves that. But is it you take pride in representing a great charity like that?
Yeah, 100%. I remember. So this was last year, end of last year. I got a message on Instagram, and I don't really look at my requests too much, bro. Like, I don't really look into it. But I remember I looked, and I don't know why I looked. I just looked at the time, and then I saw Kids with Cancer Foundation. And I remember I clicked there, and then I wanted me to be a part of it. And yeah, I remember Mum was next to me. I was like, Mum, like, they reached out to me because, they saw the story of me and Joey. Joey's in hospital, and then I just said, Mum, this is meant to be. God's it's like meant to be for me, man. Like, I saw what Joey went through. I used to go to hospital, man. Like, I always said, like, Joey's, like, he was very lucky at the time that, he had a good family to come to him every day. Mum's there every day, getting him food every day. We're lucky that, my parents can take off work. We're fortunate enough that my parents didn't have to work, so they were there every day. So seeing other families there, no one visiting the kids sometimes, no one visiting even like older people, and just seeing them on their own, like, bro, that broke us more than like the actual, like, we're like, how, like, Joey's copping it, but he has us there. Like, imagine. Yep. So that kind of motivated me. My mum said, it's meant to be. You got this platform. God gave me this platform. I always say that. It's all God. And, this is the least I can do is, everyone's always in the media for doing bad stuff and stuff like that. And I said, if I can, make a change to kids, donate money for the charity, let money, even if that's going to the family so they can, take off work. They have to get treatment where it requires money, stuff like that. I just said, whatever I can do. And I remember, if I'm being honest, there was a moment 1 month ago, bro, I posted, and I never really do, but this girl reached out to me, and this lady, it was a little kid who was going through cancer at the time, and they needed to raise funds and this, that, and then they posted it off the Kids with Cancer Foundation. So I remember the lady said, "Oh, you're ambassador. Do you mind resharing?" And I remember I reshared it, man, and I remember it was like I don't know the exact amount, but I think it was around 5,000. Just it was probably for like the parents maybe to provide, or something, like just for the kids.
Yep.
And then I remember after that, I remember speaking. I'm like, I told her 100%. I'll just post it. And I didn't think, honestly, bro, it will have that much of an influence just posting it, and everyone knowing the person I am as well. Bro, I'm not joking. In 40 minutes, we got paid. If doubled what it got paid. I remember people reaching out to me who I know. If someone actually reached out from Dubai, said, I'm a big Dogs fan, and I know the way you are, you're a good person. I'm going to donate this much. Like, a huge amount of money donated, all because of that post. And I remember I sat down that day. I nearly got emotional. I said, I didn't realize how much of an influence, like, you have an influence on people.
Yeah.
But I didn't know, like, to have an influence that much where I remember in 40 minutes that was all done, and they messaged me like nearly crying, and like they messaged, "Oh my God, you know what you've done," and it was. Yeah, touches my heart, man. And, like I said, God's given me this platform, and that was like the perfect example of it. Wherever I can help, I would, because like as you said, it's the hardest seeing kids go through it.
It's one thing you probably don't understand. Like, well, some people don't understand. Like, you just give people hope, mate, because your story is a good story, and you don't always hear about that. But when now you're helping other families go through this, it's you're right. It's a platform, and I love how you're using that. I'll be honest. I miss being able to go into a hospital and cheer up a family or a young kid. Like it's a gift. We have a gift. Like you got a gift right now, and you're using it to the right of your ability, mate. So we all know what you do, bro. But I hope your brother's going well and your family's going well. So it's just nice to hear, man.
Thanks,
I'm
bro.
proud of you, brother.
Thanks,
mate. Going into your family, you're obviously a proud Lebanese family.
Yep.
You've represented your country. How was that? Because I know it's funny, like we always speak about probably the big nations like Australia, New Zealand, England, but I can only imagine from the outside looking in, I can just see how good like being in camp with those boys is, and how much it actually means to you boys to be able to represent the Cedars.
It's the best, man. I always say it's one of the best experience. Like every time I wear that jersey, is the best of it. Nothing beats it, man.
Wow.
It's one of the best I've ever, experienced, man. Especially that World Cup. That was my first World Cup. We're traveling with the boys, like we all think the same, man. We're all Lebs. Like it's the best. You can't get better than it. And I love putting the jersey on, representing. My grandparents were born in Lebanon. My heritage, and I always say nothing beats it. It was the best experience, and every time I get the chance to put on that jersey, I would love to.
It's you say it's like the best moment, and you're probably in the exact right club, multicultural club. Honestly, Lebanese based fan supporters, and like you can see that, that you love that for the season, and exactly the same for the Bulldogs. And you spoke about it earlier, about how you used to go down, to Belmore and watch the boys back in the day, and you see the scenes at Belmore. Like we played in Bundaberg on the weekend, but Burwood Road was going off still.
Yeah.
But you're the guy now.
Yeah.
You're giving fans, our supporter base, that feeling and that joy. How does that feel now, knowing that you were that little kid going there with your flag back in the day, but you're creating that now?
Yeah, like I said, every time someone mentions it, actually, it's kind of crazy. Like, I'm truly blessed. I'm very grateful for everything God's given me. But yeah, it's crazy. Like you said, I was that fan. I remember exact moments. I remember young kid. I got photos, so many photos. I got a photo of you. I remember being that fan, and never in a million years you think you'll play. Like you have the dream and you do everything you can to achieve. But when you're actually here and like now, it's kind of crazy. And when I do see fans, that's why I always try and give them whatever and try and be the best I can to them, because I was that kid. Like I know how they're feeling, and it's so good now that we're winning. Like it gives them a bit, because I remember when we used to lose, when you used to lose when we used to watch you. I used to like run out of the car park. I remember when I was young, so like parents used to chase me and everything. So I remember, I know how they feel. So yeah, it's mad. I'm blessed, which is good.
It's funny. Like I feel other supporters, like you see them and they're like, why are they celebrating? It's only round 20, this and that. And I'm just like, you're jealous. You're actually jealous because your fan base, they don't do that. And I'm being serious, 100%. Like people are like, what are they doing? Relax. They've done nothing. But no, you haven't. Like in the sense of, like, do we want to make the semis and go further?
Yeah.
Of course, but no. What the group of boys have done, what yous have done, you've given them hope.
Hope, exactly.
You have, bro, and that's. But I feel a lot of they don't get it. No one gets it.
Even the boys that come from other clubs, they always say, bro, how crazy. Especially when we play Belmore, they all. Someone even at the Dragon, someone threw a flare. I'm not joking. Someone threw a blue flare at the side of the field, bro. Like, literally when the game was playing.
It's like we're in England.
They're crazy. Bro, I know. We looked up, bro. The fans are going off. Like all the boys are saying, this is crazy, and especially the Belmore game, Bellwood. Like they all freaked out. They freaked out. All the boys, the new recruits all said, I've never seen anything like it. And some of those boys have played in big games.
Yeah, but that's the thing with the new recruits too. Like the fans, they just embrace him.
Yeah.
Like Josh Reynolds, like they love him. Yeah. So like he's going, well, of course I'm going to turn up turn up for these fan base, and turn up for these people.
Fans, exactly.
Let's talk about the forwards a little bit, because it's well documented. Yes, small pack, this, that. You're out in the centres. You got to make quick reads, 1 second reads, and but at the same time, you've got a job. But the middle works so hard, don't they? Honestly, our middle, and no one really knows that. But you actually said it before. They attack with their defense, and they put so much pressure on halves. You obviously feel that, so you feel it's your job to pay them back for all that hard work that they're doing, going after the middle, going after the defense. I've never seen a team do it as much. Obviously, you see Penrith, very similar structures, but these boys like Kurt Manns and Currans, guys that were, supposed fill-ins at the start of the year, the media, all this, that. Yeah. Those boys, they're beasts, bro, and they're doing a job, for you boys, and then you're repaying them back.
Yeah, and like you said, there's always those critics at the start of the year, but we knew inside these four walls what we're capable of. Like our middles work so hard, man. Like, in the system there's a system, but like they go to the system, but they just attack, like you said, with their defense. Like, and that's why, I have that sense, and our back five, we'll carry as much as we can, man. You just keep doing that. And it makes our reads easy on the end. Like if they're putting pressure, makes them pass early, we're just sweet. So it's our middles, credit to all of them. Everyone says small. Our middles are probably they'll be the fittest in the comp. What they do every game. The demands of what we do, and they're turning up every week consistently. Some of them got niggles, some of them don't. It's just credit to the middles, man. It's just they're all tough, man. Tough.
And they're like actually
they train like it too.
They're humming, bro. Like you can just see them. Like even though I know Kicks is a back rower, but like. He's changed with speed in the kick chases and the pressure it puts on fullbacks. So there's a start. But then you got the middles like flying off the line. Now, I'm not talking big guys. Like we talk about Bailey a lot. Like the bloke's a half turned into a middle, and he's flying out of the line. I've seen one on the weekend fly out of the line, make a tackle. It just sets the tone, and then it's just like like you said, it's a system. But what happens is because they're going so hard, they don't have to get back. Early because you boys have got their back.
Exactly.
It's just
paying each other back, man. Like they know that it's as a back five, we speak about it every week. They speak about the same thing. Like go after indeed. Don't think of like what happens if I get tired, because it's just about trusting this. And now because we've done it for a long time now for this year, everyone just trusts. Like even though we're blowing out there, we're gone, but we just know that like if we're gone, other teams must be like gone. Like we're just gonna stick to it, and then it will just work out. And that's what happens, man. We just keep doing what they do. We just keep us back five, get them out of trouble. We just kick chase for them, and that's it, man. Like we just pay them back, and we pay each other back, and it's a good combo going, and that's what you need in a team. You need everyone to work hard for each other, and that's how success comes.
Yeah, I love it. I just love it because that's the thing. Like, like Kurt, it was just a guy like Kurt Mann's come to the club, and bro, he's a beast. But the thing is, like people say, oh, he's not big, but who cares? Like the way he throws his shoulders around, and it's ridiculous. Like, but that's the thing. Like but then he plays nice and square and direct into the line, and it's just a great balance. And I love it. Like every week, it's like surely they can't keep going. Surely those middles can't keep going. But every week, they played some big middles, Bromwich boys on the weekend, Tavita. They just take care of them, and it's just such a good system. I'm sure, you love being in that system.
Yeah, 100%. And when it works, it was hard last year. Last year, we knew it worked, but we weren't getting results. And it was that's when credit to Ciro, credit to the staff. They stuck to it. They could have changed the system and just made everyone be like whatever, like do another system, and we could have had better results last year. Like we could have done that easy. Like Ciro could have done that, but we stuck. Like everyone stuck to the system. Ciro like stuck to it. Like made everyone believe in it, and the new recruits helped. And now it's just, like I said, we go every game and just trust the process. Like we know if we keep going, and we're going to get the win. So it's just about not hurting ourselves and just stick to it, and then hopefully it'll be all right.
Yeah, no, it's you can see it. You can see it from the outside looking in. But there's a new nickname I heard. Like one of the boys told me you got a new nickname, Jacob Duplex Kiraz.
Is that one of the boys? You?
It was me. I made it up. I literally made it up before the show. But no, on a serious note, like we speak about this stuff a fair bit. Is that is that something you want to, I suppose, pursue off the field a little bit away from footy, and eventually one day you might retire? Is that something you want to I suppose, get into?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, when I was in school, I done like an in-school apprenticeship. I was in construction, so doing a bit of building. I love it. My brother's now, he's nearly done his builders. My other brother's working with my uncle as an accountant. So we got like a good mix. We always said when we, when my brother gets his license, us three are gonna, hopefully, have a business, and yeah, that's what we want. That's what I love. I love all that stuff, and I feel like off field will be mad too, just to get my head away from footy, man. Like I said, it's so hard sometimes to get my head away from it, but yeah, it's good. It's mad times, and yeah, that's something I want to do, and yeah, I love all that stuff.
Is it fair to say if you haven't built a duplex in the area, you can't say you're one of the boys? Is that like a thing, like growing up? Like, come on,
it's crazy when you say that, because like
everyone does it.
It's sort of like it's just, we just know when we're older, like
it's gonna happen.
It's just what it is, man. If you're in construction, then if you're in construction, then it's just like we just get told when we're older, just knock it down, build a duplex, make money. But it's actually not as easy as they say, hey, or maybe these days.
Yeah, I know.
But that's what it is. And, I'm very grateful. My parents are very smart. They've inbred, being smart with my money, being smart, like off the field, to set myself up for life. I've got an opportunity and I'm very blessed. So, yeah, I don't want to take it for granted. And, I'm very lucky too. I've got two brothers as well. So, it's, the sky's the limit. And, yeah, hopefully get those dupies done soon.
Brother, it's been great, man. Thank you so much, brother. It's been one of the good ones, man. You're a great guy, and everyone loves you, bro. Honestly, bro, the Bulldogs fans, like I love to see him now. You epitomise what it means to be a Bulldog. You love wearing the emblem, and that's all you can do, brother. So thank you.
Thanks for having me, bro. I love you.